Not
yet.
Okay.
Let's do some minor testing first to make sure all these are fine.
We live.
And then, so there is no interruption whatsoever. What are you guys shaking for?
I'm nervous.
Why are
Big
you
spotlight.
You're not nervous.
No, I'm
You're
not
never
nervous.
nervous.
No.
And this one for sure isn't nervous.
Yeah.
Oh, just for branding perspective, it's gonna be a little awkward for us to tweak this, but let's make sure that our little nice logo shows nicely in front of the camera. So, with that being said, happy December 1st, 2017, and welcome back to Coffee with Kyan.
Hey.
Hi there.
All right, and we're live here today that with a special content we prepared because historically, everybody talk about December being a slower month, especially for business that are not in retail, not in travel, that are more client-facing, so on and so forth. And people talk about in recruitment, everything is slowed down. You're not gonna find people hanging around in the office and so on. We're gonna use this opportunity to talk about why December is a great month for recruitment. Anything come to mind so far?
Well, the obvious one is most people are off. For candidates, we're off. We're chilling. We're at home. And that's probably the best time to reach us. We'll answer our phone when we're not at work. And so for that reason alone, it's easier to monitor candidates during that time.
Actually, we probably should also think about between contract and permanent employee, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah, so Stephanie, you actually have been on the road for quite a bit in
Yeah,
other country. What was that like for you?
So, I was on the road. I've been on the road for the last 7 years as a previous Epic implementation manager. So, having a permanent opportunity, like a lot of our candidates will have, even in the month of December, is really a great place to be. Oftentimes people travel for, vacations and things like that. But when you have a permanent opportunity, I think that's a great time to get with your client, have benefits there, establish yourself as a team member, as a permanent team member. And, you enjoy the benefits of the holidays and the holiday parties, and you're just a part of the group, so it's great to be a permanent employee. This is a great time for us because we have a lot of opportunities right now. Permanent opportunities and a couple of contract ones. But December is a great month for us. Those of you who follow us on LinkedIn have noticed that we have quite a few posts out there. So if you...
That was a good upselling.
Yeah, so if you can kind of connect with us and you'll see
Insert
all
marketing
the posts,
material.
right, for December.
Yeah.
And on that particular note, because this is kind of a double-edged competitive advantage too, that we talk about Epic and happen to be our Epic professionals here today too. And then extra bonus, also say hi to our audience from Instagram. This is the first time that company going to Instagram, so we'd love to see how this episode drive in there. With that being said, shall we go back to the very beginning stage to introduce ourselves first?
Yeah, so I'm a veteran of IT Works now. I'm Tristan. I've been with the company since 2014, started in the UK, moved to Atlanta in January 2017. It's been a year already, which has gone very, very fast. I'm the Epic team lead, and these are my better comrades.
And a lot of them have actually probably remembered Tristan in another capacity. Tristan was actually on the pilot of Coffee with Kyan, the very first episode.
There you go. Was it really the first one?
It's been almost a full year.
You didn't tell me it was the first one.
We had another pilot that wasn't aired. So yours actually officially will be the first episode / the pilot.
There you go, I'm a master at that as well.
What a year adventure. We're going to come back to Coffee with Kyan, the yearly review.
Yeah, January.
Exactly. I'm Stephanie Murrill. I've been here at IT Works since August the 21st. Time has flown quickly, and it's so awesome to be working from my hometown and not living out of a suitcase like I have been for the last 7 years. So I'm thankful for that.
The hotel and the flight points and
Right. I love those things now. The hotel points and the flight points. That was the plus.
How long were you traveling for?
I've been on the road for seven straight years. So I travel probably 90% travel, Monday through Thursday, every week.
So a lot of people talk about you got to walk in your clients' or candidates' shoes. Well,
Yes,
ta-da.
yes. Ta-da.
Well, I am Sheldon, and I'm making my second guest star appearance on Coffee with Kyan. I started July 24th. I was on Coffee with Kyan in August, I think the first week of August, so I'm glad to be back. I've learned so much since then. and hopefully you'll get to hear about a lot of it today.
You really have, and all of us really have, myself included. And for those of you that have not been following Coffee with Kyan, I am Coffee with Kyan. I am Kyan. Kyan, right? Director of Training and Development at IT Works. And this is being a specific sector that I talk about, obviously, that from where we're shooting at, a little bit of the overview, a little bit of the snap of what the life is like day in, day out, IT Works. But a lot of them, this is a specific segment going around anything that revolving from staffing, recruitment to sales capacity. And today we're going to dive directly into the content about December. Oh, today's a December 1st, and we know that Christmas is right around the corner. We kind of gradually climb up from the Thanksgiving feast. Everybody is a little bit tired from the turkey and ham, but it's been quite a busy week.
Truly.
Kind of holiday. Yeah. So, what do we have in mind for December now? Still got a business to close, still got targets to hit, still got plenty to do.
I'll take this one. Sure. So for me, my busiest months since I've been working for IT Works, obviously 4 years now, has always been December. And I've noticed that simply because a lot of candidates have a lot of downtime to look for new jobs, and obviously want to start a new job in January being the new year. So me, it's been always very busy. Still the same here. We've been busy all year, but it does stand out that we're seemingly getting more positions, and candidates are a lot easier to talk to in December, maybe because we're in holiday mode, of course. But yeah, it's looking very promising so far. What do you think, Steph?
I totally agree with that. Like I mentioned before, we have we've gotten candidates started this month in December, and we have a couple more openings, or a few more openings. So. And you would think that you say, well, I'm not going to look for a job in December because nobody hires in December. Well, that's absolutely not true. We have some clients that say, hey, we want to get folks started as soon as possible before the holidays hit, so we can get things geared up. And then by the time it's January 1st, then we'll already be in a flow. Right. So that's what we've noticed.
A little tricky part because we also have an extra. What's the best word to you? Not blessing, but maybe part of it too. Because focusing on IT, it has a very clear life cycle to it. Not necessarily would let the holiday slow things down. If you still have a go live, if you still have an implementation date, those goals, the things still have to be in process. Kind of work a little better in our advantage.
Definitely. And I'd like to piggyback on that. I definitely think, and that's a point that I didn't really think much about, but it's true. That there being those deadlines with implementations in IT, like Kyan said, they don't move and they don't go anywhere. So December is just December for us, and everything moves the same, which means we still got to get candidates to those clients, and we still got to get our interviews. For instance, 2 positions that I'm working on now are actually looking to interview before and close before Christmas. So that just goes to tell you how serious it is for candidates. On the candidate side, apply to those jobs and put yourself out there during this time. And on the client side, you definitely should dig, because this is when you can find them. So.
That's kind of funny, because I always found that December is it's much better time to finally talk to a lot of clients that they finally have time where they're finally at their desks.
Yes, absolutely.
And everyone's in a good mood around Christmas.
Yep.
So that helps.
Yeah, I think the holiday season as a whole, everybody's like, Christmas shopping and getting the tree and the decorations and things like that. So everybody's definitely in an upbeat attitude right now, I think.
That helps us, doesn't it?
I certainly am.
Very festive mood all around.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, but obviously there's some pressure kicking in, because I think that especially coming up Black Friday, one thing that everybody talk about that's quite sensitive is always around money.
Yeah, especially during this time.
So, how does that come into play in doing what we do?
Well,
Am I taking that one as well?
Yeah.
So I think the money and the negotiation side, obviously in Epic as well, and many people will know this, it is a market what is directed by money, and obviously different states pay different salaries. I have found that people are willing to take a pay cut to get Epic certified, with certification being more important than the actual salary, which is quite ironic, but obviously good for the candidates. So we're not really struggling negotiating salaries, but obviously the salaries in Epic are very high anyway. And the candidates do justify what they get paid as long as they're certified. So I think that's a year-round thing. I'm not really concerned to say that Epic people need extra money for extra things at Christmas, because obviously they do get paid very well. I'm sure they won't mind me saying that because they are very good at the job. But yeah, around Christmas it is more difficult to negotiate with people because sometimes people have a different expectation of what they want for the following year. But I don't think we'll encounter many issues.
And then along with that, I found that people reach out to us to say, hey, how can I get Epic certified? I have all this Epic experience, and as you were saying about they're willing to take a lower salary just to get that certification. So don't be afraid to reach out to us. If you want to be Epic certified, you may have go live experience, you may have training experience, and you say, well, I really want to get deeper into the things of Epic and I want to get certified. So definitely we have opportunities where you don't have to be certified. There are certain criteria that you have to meet, especially if they're around business intelligence and things like that.
Yeah.
But certainly clients are willing to certify folks that they think will be a great fit for their organization.
We've placed several people that actually haven't been certified until obviously they get on site at the hospital and they sponsor them for that. So don't be put off by that. Obviously being certified helps, I won't lie, but.
And those of you who are actually watching us, please feel free to comment on BR. Couldn't get any better than live testimonies in that regard. And especially that the money aspect of things, and then talking about reality check, bonuses right there around that conversation. I think that from the candidate aspect of things, obviously talking about what the next opportunity look like, granted being contract or permanent positions, and also on the other hand, talking with clients. I think that this is really a good time that for people to really relate to. Yeah, everybody got bill to pay. Everybody got realistically look at what their financial situation would be. Somehow make the money conversation goes a lot smoother.
Yes, and there are a lot of great places out there to relocate to. We've talked to so many candidates to say, "Hey, I'm ready to relocate. Where is that opportunity?" There's some folks that are coming from the north where it's really cold, and there's some opportunities in the south, and they say, well, hey, I'd love to go to Florida versus being somewhere cold, and then vice versa. So there's some folks like myself who love snow. Don't get very much here in Atlanta, but there are opportunities all across the country, from north to south, east to west. So definitely there are a lot of good opportunities out there.
And speaking to that, for specific to the time of year, for instance, when you have people that love the snow, this is a perfect time to capitalize on that. And in the same way, when there's people that hate the snow and want to get away from it, you send them to positions like those that I have in Florida, and they can get away. So there's always a way to capitalize on what's going on.
You do get surprised with some people's relocation requests. Like obviously, me being from a colder country, I would always want to go somewhere warm: Georgia, Florida, California, somewhere nice. In my opinion. But then you get some people that want to go to some crazy places. I'm not going to say anything, obviously, but it's just, obviously everyone has the different preferences, and I get that, but, I would much rather be somewhere warm. And it's getting cold here now, so, yeah.
Do they know where you're from? I'm sure by the accent they can probably tell.
Yeah.
Yeah, Australia is probably warm usually around this time of the year.
South African. I get that a lot for some reason. I'm from the UK, where our other office is, of course. They probably know me because I'm very much a celebrity on the Coffee with Kyan.
Celebrity? Okay. Yeah, we'll go with that for now. We'll talk later.
Okay.
Feel free to comment, obviously, anybody who watched it, how much Tristan have grown from the very first episode to today.
I have grown, actually grown. I've put a lot of weight on.
Literally.
Good weight.
So, talk about December is a heavy travel month as well. I think that, how does that come into play when we talk about trying to get stuff done, trying to get business conversation going, trying to place somebody, trying to arrange interviews?
I'll comment on Thanksgiving, because Thanksgiving was a complete write-off trying to get hold of people. It seems as if everyone wants to be or has to be somewhere else around them 3 or 4 days. So the week before Thanksgiving was actually a real struggle, especially the Wednesday, because clients were not in, and then candidates didn't want to pick up the phone. I imagine obviously it's going to be like that at Christmas as well. So we just need to be prepared for that and plan ahead, and obviously schedule calls rather than just dialing and hoping the answer. You need to make sure it's planned in.
Yeah, I would say that too. I'd say that is actually the key to getting over these periods. Like you said, with Thanksgiving, it was tough. But if we're proactive and we plan, we're able to get around that. And so that's an interesting part about what we do as recruitment consultants is, being prepared for situations like that and knowing that during Christmas you're probably not going to get anybody on the 24th and 25th. People going to be flying. So like Tristan said, we're scheduling now for during that time, and that's kind of how we curve that.
Now I think Christmas is on a Monday this time.
Yeah.
So the Saturday and Friday and Saturday, we probably know that we wouldn't be able to get a hold. But there's a good week there right before Christmas that there's probably still open opportunities there to talk to folks. As people will probably be taking off that Friday into the following week. Christmas on a Monday.
So are we.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm looking.
Are you staying here or are you going back?
I'm going back to the UK. I fly on the 23rd and then return on the 6th of Jan. So 2 weeks back.
That's
Snow, a
exciting.
lot of snow there?
No snow, it'd just be grey, rain, cold.
Nice.
But it'll be nice to see everyone. Like when I went back last time, it was just a surprise how small everything is. That's the biggest thing. Like the cars, the roads, the food especially.
Car.
Cars.
Yeah.
And the automobile. What do you call them? Cars.
Yeah.
Automobiles. Getting posh about it. But
Garage.
I'm looking forward to it. You know, I've not seen quite a lot of people. Mum and Dad have been over a few times. Emily's mum and Dad have been over, of course. It's been, people have been back and forth. It's been good. Friends have been over. It'd be nice to see the people we haven't seen. I'm looking forward to seeing my sister again. Actually, I'll tell her that though.
Yeah. Who's also been on the road quite a bit.
Yeah. Well, she's in San Diego now, actually, doing a show tonight. So she's been around. Yeah, she's a bit of a
So how they
upcoming rock star now.
Hey, Heather.
That's pretty good. Yeah, I'm Stephanie.
Are you guys staying here or are you traveling somewhere?
To be determined.
Ooh.
Yeah, I'm on the fly type, so
Okay.
we'll figure it out.
Yeah, I know you have everything's planned in the pipeline, which we'll talk about offline when it becomes official.
On New Orleans trip, so I may do that a few days after Christmas.
Nola.
Yeah, New Orleans.
I'm actually going there next Saturday.
Knowledge.
Wow.
To New Orleans.
Yeah, New Orleans.
Yeah, say it right.
This time of the year is usually a little humid and then cold. Yeah, it's a great time to enjoy that.
Yeah,
whole scene.
definitely. Because if you go in the dead of summer, it
Oh,
is can probably
just that.
yeah right.
It'll be like swimming inside.
True,
Really
true,
nice.
very true.
Nice.
So what's the best way to get a hold of you during the holiday season?
For me, it's by way of text message.
Text message. Okay.
Yeah. So those of you who are connected, who have applied for positions, and you have my signature, my mobile phone is there. So just text me if you have any questions.
Text and email. Email's on the phone, so I'll get it just like a text.
Absolutely.
Mine would be email and LinkedIn. Don't text or call me because it'll cost you a lot because I won't be here. So
We'll figure out a
unless you
way
want
to.
a large bill, LinkedIn or email would be good.
Actually, all of these have a very common thread because historically, December is actually the month that people have the longest possession of their mobile phones. So how do we use that to our advantage? I know you guys talk about scheduled calls.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think, and it's the old say, if you ring someone eventually they're going to answer it, but, you have to respect people when you call them several times a day, and you can't, unless you know them, you shouldn't really do that for most of you. You should, be strategic about it. But, I'm not scared to call someone 2 or 3 times a day because if I'm really honest with you, when someone calls me once, probably don't answer on the first time because I'm busy and I'll obviously answer the second time. So I think it's just being persistent and obviously showing your value and what you can offer that person.
Obviously, all the conversations have to be value driven.
Yeah.
So it's mutually beneficial in this case.
Can't be any time wasting when you're Christmas shopping.
Right.
I'll tell you that.
That's the beauty of what we do is if I call you, it's going to be valuable. So that's the one thing. And during this time, we're going to do a lot of calling cell phones. So it'll be good and it'll be better because I think we will get a lot more traction and be able to speak with a lot more people on both client and candidate side. But just wanted to make that plug. If we call, it's definitely valuable.
If Sheldon calls, you better answer.
Yeah.
Basically.
Please don't block.
Right. Absolutely. That's so true.
Yeah. So in order to add things in play, we'll probably text you knowing that life goes on. You may have gift shopping, things you need to pick up on the mall, or planning for things. But we want to obviously work around things that works best. And really December is a great time to do a lot of planning. Especially most of you are probably working on your budget or finalizing your budget for the following year. We would love to be involved in your budget decision-making process so we know that how can we best serve your business. I think that goes across the board from all our different marketing systems that we worked in. So.
Totally agree.
Include us now. It'll be easier now.
So what's the best number for everybody to reach you?
God. I don't even know my UK number anymore. I forgot it. That's how bad that
We'll
is.
start with mine, the boss himself. 404-345-0669. If you've got an email from me, it's on the bottom of that. You just give me a call or text me.
Ooh.
And then, of course, our office number here is 678-291-0081. And my personal mobile is, because I should give that out.
It's okay.
Oh, you'll get loads of people
To you.
texting now.
Yeah.
Please.
Please bombard us with your experiences and then.
Yeah, but definitely email us or call us at the office, and then we'll reach out to you if we have opportunities, and you'll have all of our contact information on that.
Yeah, I'm connected to probably 99% of the Epic world on LinkedIn as well. So if you want to message me on LinkedIn, feel free. I'll get back to you pretty much within an hour, I'd like to think.
Absolutely.
So last but not the least, for everybody who's watching this episode, I think they're in ours where we're in a similar capacity. What's the mindset and attitude that we should go into December to prepare for, knowing that coming around the weekend, we plan things around. Coming out on Monday will be December 4th already. What's the mindset that we need to go into December?
I think the mindset for us is not to take the foot off the gas, because technically it's probably the busiest month in recruitment, in my opinion. In regards to candidates, it's the best time for you to get a job, because people are looking for new resources, and everyone's always in a good mood, like I mentioned earlier at Christmas. So the chances are you'll probably get a new job. So don't take the foot off the gas for you as well, and just treat it like another month and wait until the 24th before you finally give up.
Yeah, I think
in my opinion,
for me, the biggest takeaway going into December for both clients and candidates is plan, prepare. Be prepared, and don't let the 24th or 25th run up on you. Like I said, both clients and candidates, and for us, we got to plan. We got to know what calls we're going to make right before the holiday, when we're going to be able to do it. So that's my big take into the month of December.
If interviews can happen right now before the start date, this is a great time to make it happen.
Best.
That's true. And then we all have several jobs that we want to fill before the end of this month. So we are ramping up really, all three of us are ramping up pretty fiercely right now. We'd like to get all of you placed, or those of you who qualify for our positions placed, before the end of this month. So let's go ahead and make that happen.
Yeah. We're crazily busy, actually looking to add things that are actually very valuable to hopefully everybody who's watching here. Feel free to contact us 678-291-0081. We'll see you at next week's Coffee with Kyan. Happy December, everybody.
Hey.
Say hi to everybody.